Yeah, God and family. My family, my world. And God is saying something, definitely. And so, yes, we have been speaking about finance, and we're still continuing to talk even much more about finance. As we said earlier on, if you want to catch up with our teachings, just ensure you subscribe so that you can always get the latest. So, what is the latest on plate today? Definitely, we want to talk about how to reduce your daily or monthly expense. That's what we want to talk about. And we're trying to do finance in an holistic way. And one of the serious questions that run in the mind of people is, how do I reduce my expenses? How do I cut costs? Okay, it is one of the biggest thing. But I want to say it's very biblical again to ensure that you cut cost and to ensure you live within your means. And so the book of Timothy, that is First Timothy, chapter 6, verse 6 says, "But godliness with contentment is great gain." Godliness, okay, with contentment is great gain. So the first thing is you must be contented, and that will demonstrate godliness. That will demonstrate your faith and your belief in God. And so even as we are going to be talking about cost reduction, that is one of the things that I want you to begin to have in mind, that you must be godly and you must be contented with what you have. Then, yes, the other thing that I want to talk about, that the scripture says in Proverbs 21:20, it says, "In the house of the wise are stores of choice food," okay, of choice food and oil, "but a foolish man devour all he has." Okay, now, so we're looking at a foolish man. I don't believe you are, but if you do so, that's what the scripture says. You're foolish. Yeah, but we're bringing this to you so that your mind can be opened up, and you can be wise to ensure that what you have, it is good enough. So you have to manage it. Stewardship. It's stewardship. During our New Year resolution, as we were talking about New Year resolution, one of the things we highlighted greatly is definitely stewardship. Be a good steward of a resource that God has trusted in your hand. And so, with this well said, so you are wondering what and how can I reduce cost? I want to say, for families, this cost reduction is for everyone. Expense reduction, whether you are single, whether you are married, whether you are in a family, whether you are a single mother or a single father, yeah, it will still apply for you. Now, this year, because it's a new year, and I talked about it a little bit, make sure you live within your means. Make sure you live within your means. Don't try to live outside your means. So the first thing that I would say is, yes, this year, if you are living in a house or staying in a house that you're renting, and possibly the house rents are high, I would encourage that for you to be able to meet your budget and stay within your means, is to ensure you get a house, or you get to a place that you can afford to pay. So choose to pay, to have a rent that you can pay. Okay, it is very bad to be battling with a landlord or landlady. It is ungodly, by the way. Let me say that it is ungodly because it depicts the lack of wisdom. And the Bible says, if you lack wisdom, you ask God, He will give it to you in abundance. So, yes, don't stay in a house that you'll be running up and down. It will kill your spiritual life. You will not be able to pray. You will not be able, because you will be thinking of things. Your thoughts will not align to the word of the Lord. Okay, so that is one of the things. So get a house that you can afford. This is for those who are married. You're living as husband and wife. Get a house that you can afford. But if you are single and you are living, you're a single person, I will tell you, just decide one of the ways you can reduce your expense is to get another friend. Okay, get another friend. I don't mean an opposite sex. Get a friend with whom you can share a room. Let's say you're just working in that town, it's your first time to be there, or you don't have just get a friend and begin to share. That means you two of you, two people or three people, you live in the same place, and you all contribute towards the end of the month, because the room could be maybe going for 600, and all of you are paying 200, and you are living at a comfort. Or the house could be going for 200, and because you are three or you are two, you share the money. Okay, that means you will also share most of the bills within the house. Okay, that is a perfect way for singles. But make sure the people you bring or you come with to stay with are people of value, that people you know that also fear God and love God. So that's one of the things that you should take up. But if your income can, yes, it's okay. Remember, we're talking about reducing. So I'm speaking to people who want to reduce their expenses. Then the other thing is, of course, if you can also move to a cheaper place, if you believe you are still alone, but you don't go along with the ideas of sharing rooms. Just move to another place. Please stop saying that me, I want to live, I want to stay here, I want to. If the house is not here, I cannot stay in this place. If the house is not 3, 5 room, I cannot stay in it. If the house, don't leave alone those status. They don't help you. They will just give you, strain your mind, bring actually. Well, because if you cannot pay for something, definitely the end result is also there will not be happiness or joy within your house. It can even bring divorce in your house, because you will not be there. Possibly your wife is the one there, and the landlord is disturbing your wife, or the landlord is disturbing your husband to pay that. So, ladies and gentlemen, pick that up. So the other quick thing, I want to speak to our mothers, and I want to speak to mothers and of course ladies out there. One of the things that I know that is very costly, it's very, very costly, is babies. Okay, you have children, and you have a child. Some of you have, when I say children, is because some people have twins, okay, and some people have triplets, and but some people have just a child. Now you have them. Okay, there's a trend of women thinking that there's this product called naan. I'm not discrediting. I know naan has quality, and it's a good product to use. And I'm not saying, but I'm saying, if you cannot afford naan, naan is a very expensive product. And not only naan, but there are that type of product that are specifically for children. Okay, they are expensive, and your husband can't afford, and possibly you can't afford as well. And so you are putting pressure that this you have to buy. And this naan, by the time it is 1 week, it is done. Or at most, it takes 2 weeks, the smaller tin. Okay, so when you look at the price, or when you see the price is high. Okay, so wisdom must be upon you. Why must you want to still continue with none? No need for none. Okay, no need for none. Just go buy, make sure you buy good cow milk. Okay, or you buy milk that has been packed very well, and begin to feed your children on milk. That is, if you are a working class and you can't be there, and you can't, your children will grow. I want to assure you, I'm talking this at least from an experience, that most of our children grew up on milk. Okay, the people, we also grew without none, by the way. We grew without none, but the mothers of these days are struggling. And the reason I'm speaking about this, because many families are struggling with this particular one. The cost of parenting a child has become abnormal for some people. Just from this age to this age has become very, very abnormal. So they will not die. The children will not die. They won't die, and they will still be healthy. God is for you, and God will take care of them, and they will grow. So don't force yourself on a class of a nun. Okay, yeah, don't take it for bad. And I'm saying the other aspect I want to speak about in cost reduction is TV. Okay, DSTV subscription, or this subscription for Go TV, whichever you are subscribing. I want to say, and some of us, we don't need. I have been, the other time I talked about it. We don't need some of these subscriptions. We are often, people want to live a social life, a social class. which is what is killing them. Be contented. Be contented. Okay. You want to live a class. Okay, because others are watching DSTV, you also want to fit in there and say, I'm watching DSTV. DSTV for what? I'm not just they're saying that. Okay, I'm giving them as an example. Okay, because the cost of these things are a little higher. Okay, you can't afford some packages. Okay, if you cannot afford, we are saying, please subscribe for what you can afford. Okay, one of the things is, I know you don't even watch after subscribing. You don't watch it. Even your children, they have little time to watch. Your whole family has little time to watch. Then you have paid the highest subscription. But at the same time, you are the same one who is crying that there's no money in the house. That's not wisdom. That's not wisdom. That is the enemy at work. So you need to ensure you pay for what you can. But I will still also advise, buy, most especially for children, buy a deck. You can use a deck. Okay, we can use CDs. Okay, and you buy these cartoons in bulk. These days, if they are not there, the decks are not there. These smart TVs they have ports for USB. You can get to a place, download it once at a cost, and unload it for your children to watch. That is also another form of parenting, because you also control the content your children are watching by not allowing them to be right online. And so that is one of the key things that you need to take on. Okay, so stop struggling on trying to subscribe for what you cannot subscribe for. Okay, so DSTV, that subscription, I want to say, it is not only on DSTV or on what. I'm just giving it as an example. And I want to say, even subscription for phones. Phones. Reduce some cost on phones. Some of you are subscribing. Without a data, you cannot sleep. I know it's a .com world, but you subscribe for abnormal data that you don't use. Okay, you are buying airtime for 20,000, for 30,000, and then you don't have food in the house. What type of wisdom is that? There's no wisdom there. So reduce on that cost, and that is what you are doing on every weekly basis. Okay, so you realize that all your money is just going on data, all your money is just going. Okay, some of you subscribe. There are people who subscribe up to 200,000, 100,000, 100, depending. There are people who are subscribing depending on the income that they have. But what I am saying is, you could be one who is subscribing to that level, but you are complaining about your earnings and you're complaining about your money. You don't know where your money is going, and you don't know what your money is doing. However, you have dived into wants that you don't need, that you are not using so often. So when I speak like this, I'm not saying this is what is happening with everyone, but to you, you will evaluate yourself after this and see where do you fall and what is working for you, what is not working for you. There are people who subscribe these things, but it is well within their budget for once. It is not affecting any part of them. They can afford in any way. The word is they can afford. Some of us, we can't afford. Now, this is where I want to define this one. Affording means you have ability to pay for something without it distorting your budget, or without it affecting your purchasing power for other things. That's what it means to afford. But if you cannot purchase something 3 or 4 times, just know you cannot afford it. Okay, you can't afford it. And so that's what it means. So now you must look into that. A phone subscription, you must look at those. There are subscriptions that you enter into that don't help you. There are many. They are not only from phones, not only on TVs, but there are subscriptions you have gotten yourself into that are not helpful to you. So the other part, of course, is to speak about power use, and that's another angle to reduce your expenses. Power, electricity, in the context of Uganda, yaka, okay, electricity. Now we get into we buy electricity, and then we are not good stewards of this electricity. This is where our bill goes. If you are careful and you use electricity carefully, I don't think your bill is supposed to range to some levels. Okay. But one, you leave your power on. You are not a good steward. You sleep with light on, which I don't know, maybe you love and that is how you want it to be, sleeping with lights on in your room. It is okay. But I'm talking about the TV. You have left the TV on, and you have left your fridge on. You have left many things that consume power on. Why would your power still remain? Why would you consume the same amount? Why would you consume it's so you will be spending a lot on power. Learn to switch off your power. Learn to regulate the use of power. Okay. Learn. Your fridge is already cold. Things are cold. You know, the fridge is not supposed to be running 24/7. Okay. It has to have time for resting. If everything is cold, you have closed it. You switch off. Switch off. That's how you reduce expenses. You switch it off. They are small, they are minimum. But this is where your money is going. Okay. If you are not careful, you cannot know. But this is where the money is going. So switch off the fridge, switch off other electric gadgets that are within your house that are consuming power. So learn. And I also want to say, on the same note, there are small, small things within your house as a husband, as a man. You can learn to use them. You can learn to fix them. Your cable is broken and possibly just a screw you want to tie. You are calling a whole engineer in your house. You are calling a power person just to come and tie for you your socket. Then you have to pay some money. Okay. You have to pay transport fee. You have to pay his work fee. You have to pay. You see, so you have something that it can only take you 5 minutes just to screw, or just to, even some people replacing a bulb, they have to call a whole electrician to replace for them a bulb. Learn. YouTube is there. Things are there for you to learn how to do these things. If you don't know how to change a bulb, please learn how to change a bulb. If one time you have called someone to help you, you let them demonstrate for you how they fix it. The next time they fix, rather than paying 20,000 just for changing a bulb, and the bulb is 5,000. It doesn't make sense. Okay. So yes, that's what I'm saying. You must learn. You must have some basic skills to do some little things. There are small repairs within your house. You can do it yourself. These ones will minimize. It will bring cost reduction in your house. Now I'm going down. Of course, I'm talking most especially, most of these reductions are on wants. Now I'm talking about clothing and shoes. Okay. Some of us are obsessed. We're obsessed. We're obsessed with every type of cloth, new type that comes in the market. New fashion we want to have. New fashion we have, from I don't know which fashion to which fashion, almost up to the latest fashion that is there. But even when we have all these clothings, we don't wear them. You have just bought this, it is 3 days, 4 days new, and another fashion has come and you need that one. You need the new fashion. Okay, that is affecting you. So these things you are using there, why don't you invest? Why don't you save the money to be invested? It's okay to have them, but why do you have too many of them? Too many clothes. That's for the last 1 year, majority of your clothes you didn't wear. Majority of your shoes, you have shoes that you keep dusting every time. Your work is to dust. Next month you come, you dust the shoes. You arrange them well again. You don't use them. First of all, you don't like them. You don't like them now. You feel like they're off fashion. There are specific ones that you like. So reduce the number of shoes that you have to the ones that you can manage and they are good. And then buy clothes. Okay. I'll be talking about other income streams at some point. Okay, another teaching that I'll be doing is to speak about income stream. But I want to give you an highlight that you will catch up with that same teaching. That one of the things for you, again, another source of income is to sell what right now you feel is not useful for you. Sell them. The clothes you have, sell them. There are people who are willing to buy secondhand shoes plus clothing. They are there. You have a lot of things that are in your house that you need to sell. That's just a tip for the next video that is coming. So what you need to know is that don't buy those things. Don't become like obsessed with them. Don't buy them for the sake of buying them. Don't fill your wardrobes. Don't fill your, ensure what is enough for you to use within a specific time. Some numbers of clothing don't make sense. So you have to look at the basics that you can buy and use. So the other aspect, of course, last time I was talking about is phone. Some of you are obsessed with phone. You don't want to know which phone is the latest in the market. You are after the latest. You are after the latest. But these phones, literally majority of them perform the same function. The functions are the same. Others perform, with exception, maybe a few things changes, just the cameras. But I want to tell you, they will give you the same phone and they will say one is pro and one is just, I don't know, ordinary. But the same thing. Then you will jump. You have just bought this one, and then you hear the pro of that one. Then you hear another one. I don't know version what. You don't know. Then there's pro plus. Thank God. Yes, there's pro plus. You are obsessed. You can't settle because you are living a status. You are lying to yourself. And I wonder. You assess yourself. You are holding a phone of 3.5 million, 4 million, and you don't have an investment. And what you do with that phone is just to do selfie. What you do with that phone is just to make some video for TikTok. Not even a video that is to teach. What are you using the phone for? Then you start to complain to God that I have no resource, I have no money, I cannot do this, I cannot send my children to school. That is not wisdom. Your child is home, you have sent your child for a school fees of 400,000, but you are holding a phone of 3.5 million. Shame on you. And you must be bold this year and tell the devil, I am wise now. I know what to do. You're not going to be playing around me. And God has given me wisdom. Okay? You have phones. So please, if you have one phone, don't be running after phones. We are obsessed. No one wants to know. No one is going to admire what you are holding apart from your very close friends that you know. It could be even you and your husband, you and the people that are very close to you. Some of us look at those phones, we don't even know what they are. We don't even know. After all, these phones almost look all the same. Some of you have mastered how the cameras look behind. But I can assure you, even Chinese have tried hard to ensure that whatever comes expensive, they also have the other version. So you don't know whether you're holding the 3.5 or you're holding the fake version. We don't know. But please don't be entangled with those things and don't take them. So reduce your cost. Buy a phone that is within your range. Buy a phone that is, for me, if I find you buying phone to that tune and I know so your income level is not there, I will just think you are under attack by the enemy. Okay, then obsession of eating from outside. You don't want to eat at home. You want to always eat from outside. You are always eating pork, chips and chicken. What? You're moving from one restaurant to the other. You don't have any investment. You don't have any plan. You are just working from hand to mouth. All you are doing, which is good. I last time I said, one of a person said, the money you have, if it cannot do anything, eat it. And those are the people who are deceiving you, children of God. They are exciting you with such words, but they know what we are saying is here. Please have a plan. If you are alone, but definitely eating outside might be an option, but you must have a balanced diet. You must eat what is good enough, but also within your range. Don't eat chicken 3, 4 times, and then the fifth time you are starting to look for money to eat. I know you don't have. Make sure your money can take you up to the next time you get another money. Okay. So eat, but for if you are many, you are 2, 3, 4, 5 as husband and wife, I would definitely advise that the best thing is for you to cook from home. Cook at home, and because it is cheaper to cook at home, it is cheaper than eating from out or eating in hotel. Remember, in hotel, definitely they will have to gain profit out of it, so they will put some money on top. But that does not stop you from eating from hotel. Okay, men who like to, you go eat chicken or you eat something from the hotel. When you go home now, you don't want to eat because they have cooked, they have cooked greens. Stop. If you know they're cooking home, please, unless the sitting, don't just walk into a restaurant and just eat because you want to eat. No, you eat because possibly you have gone there and you are for some discussion, or you are catching up, or you are doing something and it needed that kind. And so that is how you can reduce your cost. I'm running very fast to ensure that, of course, I talk about many of them, but what I want them, the concept I'm telling you, it's definitely cost reduction. So if you are new and this is your very first video, or you've been watching, please, we request that you subscribe so that you can stay tuned throughout to our new videos that are coming, and we'll keep updating you. We are still in the series of finance, and we want to talk about finance. And so, yes, um, the other thing I want to talk about quickly is transport, and I want to say reduce your transport cost. Transport cost must be reduced. If and some of us are driving very expensive cars that are gasless, they take a lot of fuel. Ensure if you don't have money to use such cars occasionally, don't use them on daily basis. That means because they take a lot of fuel, and their cars, of course, those are luxurious cars. And then possibly your car is taking up all your salary, is taking up all your money. Please, you can stop. You can stop. Okay. But, or you often you're working somewhere, but you have realized one of the things is that your transport is almost eating a half of your salary, or of the money that you make, or of your income. What you do is to ensure you begin to practice a few things. One of the things you can do is physical exercise. Okay, that means you wake up very early in the morning and just slowly walk to work. Walk to work. I'm not saying the one for political parties. No, 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 no. Walk to work because you want to cut on cost, because you want to save money and to do other important things. You might work for 2 years, I can assure you, but in the third year you might not work again. That is wisdom. Or else you can choose to take border or whatever means you go with throughout until you will never have your own. So you must have wisdom to do that. Reduce. You can choose to walk back home. You can choose to walk to work, whichever way. But make sure somehow you reduce the cost of your transport. Okay. And the reason I'm speaking about that is because of most people who are doing white collar job. They don't actually, if they calculate very well, they'll realize that transport is taking up their biggest share. Okay. Then we're also saying, by the way, I've been talking about food, but one of the things I forgot to say about food is food. You can choose to eat food. You can choose. Remember, eating 3 times a day is someone's policy. It's not a must that people must eat 3 times. That means breakfast, lunch, and supper. No, now it is built in the mind of people. But if we're in a tough economy, we're in a situation where you can eat 2 times, you can even choose to eat once. And some days you can choose to fast. Okay, you can choose to fast. And because you have a goal, you have a target, and you want to achieve, and that is only possible by cost reduction. But I'm not saying don't eat, please. No, 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 no. You need to eat. And if you can't afford to eat once, please eat 3 times. But look at your budget. Look at your budget. Don't eat 3 times because you think it is a must. Some of you eat the first time heavy breakfast. By the time you are eating lunch, it's just a waste. You buy food instead of eating, you just taste and leave. Okay, you have wasted money. That should be very informative to you that you don't need to eat 3 times. Okay, you maybe need to eat breakfast and then eat. Maybe you need to leave breakfast, eat lunch, and then eat supper. So whichever formula you choose, but that's what I'm saying. Okay, so all of you should apply this teaching according to your context because I'm talking generally. Okay, the last things, of course, is to say, men and women. One of the things that I have discovered that is costly is hair. Okay, men for shaving, go to places that are okay. There are places in town. Okay, I want to refer you to one called Mambo Badu. They're very good. They know how to shave. But I'm not actually advertising, but I'm telling you that you go there and they will help you shave. And so what I'm saying is this: there are places that go for 10,000, even 15,000. There are places that even go for 20,000. In Kampala, there are places that go for 100,000. And now you are one person, just because you want to demonstrate that you have money, you go to shave in a place of 100,000. What is wrong with you? That is the enemy. And 100,000 takes you unnecessary long to get. You see, someone who can go to shave at 100,000 means their income level is high. That's a pocket change for them. Don't try to measure up to them. Okay? You don't go to a place of 10,000 when you cannot earn it easily. Okay, okay. Now for women and for men who go there because of the after service, most especially for you who are married, I want to help you here. Please, please avoid going to shave in a place where you are going to be massaged by another lady, by another woman. That will cause temptation. This body of ours is not saved. We are still living in flesh and blood, and anything can happen. Okay, you can be tempted, and you can fall into the temptation trap, and then you can lose your marriage. So these people who go to massage, they massage people badly. Okay, I want to say there are people who are even fixing their hand up to people's tummy and people's back. Okay, that what type of massage is that? Those are private parts of your body, and so if you want to be massaged, go there, shave, come out, and allow your wife to come and massage you. But women massaging you in saloons, it's not good. It's a big temptation. It's a big temptation. And if that is what is taking you there, and that's why you are paying your 10,000, the enemy is stealing from you. Let me tell you the agenda of the enemy. The agenda of the enemy is in John 10:10. John 10:10 is very clear. It says the enemy has come to do what? To steal, to kill, and to destroy. So one of the things the enemy does in your finances is to steal. He steals your money and you don't know. And in what ways? In these specific ways I've been talking about. He steals your money. So go and shave. There's the people who shave for 3,000, the people who shave even for 5,000. But these ones of ranging 10,000, what for me? After all, when you're walking at the roadside, no one is going to write on your head, this was shaved at 100,000. But they don't write at your forehead or behind you, or there's a card that distinguishes between this haircut and the other haircut, that this haircut is the one for 100,000. It's not there, my brother, my sister. It's not there. Okay. At the end, all of us will come out when we are smart, when we're all saved. So look at that, ladies who go expensive hairstyle. Some of you cannot settle. Okay, you're a lady and you have your hair, you want to change hair every after 2 weeks. Where do you get that kind of money? And you cannot eat, you cannot do a lot of things. You are struggling, you are bugging your husband, or you are bothering, or no, let's say the one who is not married, you're bothering people. And that's why you go to extra mile. It takes you to a place of sin. Now you must have a boyfriend who can afford hair. You must have another one who can afford your nails. You must have, you see, now at the end of the day, you can't get married because no one is serious with you. At the end, you will say, now, God, no one wants to marry me. And yet you are the one who is confused, trying to bring many men. That's a different subject to talk about in your life for just the purpose of ensuring you have those things done. But what I'm saying is this: go for what you can afford, go for hair that you can afford. For ladies who are married, who are serious, who are investors, focused ladies, if you can take down your hair, we thank God. But I know hair is beauty for you and we appreciate. But if you can maintain your hair, please go for long lasting. Go for long lasting braidings. I don't know whether I call braidings or what. I know my wife will teach me that. But go for something like that. That once you, my wife, I love it. I will just give it as an example. I'm not saying she's perfect. But when she goes to salon, she gets a hair that takes her so long to extend. I'm the one who asks, don't you think you really need to change this hairstyle now? Don't you think you need to fix a new one? Why? Because we need to be sensitive to our finances. We have a lot of things to do. I want to tell you, we have a lot of things to do with money. We have ministry to do with money. We have money to take care of our future. You are growing old. That's what I have to tell you. You are growing old. Time is counting on you. Okay, time is counting on you. They'll reach a stage where you don't have ability to make money. The question would be, have you saved enough money to take care of your old age? Talking of old age, it's a whole subject I said we will talk about. So if you want to watch this video about old age, please just continue to follow us. Make sure you like our page so that you are updated about the next financial topic that captures things to do with old age savings and old age investments in the years. So that's what we have. This is the Elliots. We love you.